Here at Fastech, our goals are for co-ops, farmers, ranchers, municipalities, cities to become independent and free of foreign oil.
Fastech was founded to give individuals the means to produce their own fuel for less than half the cost of conventional fuels. Ethanol is a distilled fuel that burns cleaner and reduces friction and carbon buildup in all fuel combustion engines.
Fastech produces ethanol at 199.7 proof on its first run. Corn ethanol plants can only produce 194 proof on their third run. The cost effectiveness of ours compared to corn ethanol plants is about 60 to 70 cents per gallon. Our credit incentive saves us more money. We are able to produce ethanol after our credit incentives for about 50 cents to 80 cents a gallon. Corn ethanol plants can only produce it up to about $2 a gallon.
Fastech designs, develops, and manufactures ethanol generators.
We are a ethanol producing plant here at Fastech. We also manufacture systems using patent pending technology.
The technology that we developed here at Fastech of the filtration system, we took the Stanley steel and the 803 Charles steel and we combined them together, and then we put in our own filtration system and created a filter system that separates alcohol from water as it goes through in a one-pass system.
This allows for better performance and longer life.
Here at Fastech, we start with molasses as our feedstock. With our molasses, we then dilute it down with water, about 20% molasses, 80% water in our fermentation tanks. Here we use anywhere from a 3,000 to 7,500 gallon fermentation tank. From there, the fermentation is then pumped through this pump here, in through our preheaters to where we bring it up to 180 to 175 degrees. After there, it is pushed through into the cookers or the separation tanks to where the temperature is brought up from 175 to 205 to 218, anywhere in there. This is where the separation actually takes place. The alcohol will turn to steam at about 175 degrees at this elevation. Travel through here into our doubler section of the column. From there, about 5% more of the water is separated off, and as it starts rising through the reflux section or the stripping section, the water falls off as the alcohol steam continues to rise. This is where the rest of the separation process takes place. This is just the neck where it skips through into the condensation section where it is turned back to a liquid and catches in this small bowl here and comes down our 1-inch line into our cooling tank or denature tank. Here we run a continual batch. We don't run batch runs, we run continuous. To keep our level right, we use a float system that runs parallel with a solenoid. When the float is up, the solenoid will close, allowing nothing to come in. When the float drops, letting it know that the liquid level has dropped, the solenoid will open, allowing more fluid to come in. Our temperature probes work parallel with our water control valves, maintaining the temperature in the column at a set point. We use anywhere from 175 to 178. Here's our trough. Right now we have it separated in 3 sections. We catch our low proof here, and all our low proof is water that has been separated out in the column. We call it low proof because it does have some alcohol in it, a very low percentage. About 0.5 to 0.02 is our lowest reading. Here we have our water, just our cooling water from our tower that's coming through the tower here. We just reuse our water to start our fermentation off because it is already heated, so it starts the fermentation process that much better. And here's our byproduct, or our sludge, which is the molasses water mixture that no longer has the alcohol in it. This we can turn around and reuse. We know we can reuse up to 50% of it 2 or 3 times. The rest of it we can market as a cattle feed, very high in protein.
Fastech has plants in Tennessee, 2 plants in Tennessee. 2 plants are existing in Mexico. 2 plants are existing in Oklahoma. We are reaching out to the military. We are reaching out to the Department of Energy. We are reaching out to other states for cities to produce their own ethanol.
This is our new fermentation building that we're working on right now. We built the fermentation building to give us a better controlled environment for our fermentation. The fermentation works best in an 85 to 100 degree constant temperature. It is a 60 by 100 foot building. It's sprayed 2.5 inches of insulation foam on the walls. These are our fermentation tanks that we're going to use. They're 7,500 gallons, cone bottomed. Cone bottom helps us in the cleaning process. With the cone bottom, we do have to recirculate the tank so that the yeast and particles do not settle into the bottom of it. We have our tanks permanently plumbed in water to where all we have to do is open a solenoid and the water fills up, and close the solenoid when we reach a desired amount of water.
The city of Antlers will be the first city in the United States to be the first city to produce ethanol in the United States. They will be able to run their own vehicles on it, their police vehicles, their ambulances, their fire trucks. They will also be able to produce ethanol for resale, to repair streets, and for capitalization for the city to have the city growth, for population growth, and to create more jobs.
We are setting up a system that we think could eventually sell as a package. We put in 2 cookers and 4 columns, and we hope to be able to produce about 1 million gallons a year out of the plant.
This is actually the city plants, the city of Antlers plant, where we're going to put it together for them, and then we're going to train them on how to run it. It can be done with the right amount of people, and like they've done one in Tennessee for like 4 or 5 days, something like that. But I've been working on this for about a month. As soon as they get it running, that day. As soon as they get the, as soon as they got the fermentation, they can start cooking it.
We hope to set up these plants with this amount of space, with this amount of equipment, with this amount of money. This is what it will produce, and this is what you're getting. We will make the system turnkey, train the employees, train the individuals to work and run the plant, and then turn the plant over to the cities is our goal.
We are working with the state of California. We are working with the city of Antlers. We are working with colleges and Votech schools to bring out the awareness of ethanol and fuel alternative technology to each community.
One thing, it's not just the horsepower and everything. It's a cleaner way to do it. We're not having to depend on other countries for our fuel. I mean, in any little bit, the more ethanol comes in, it's not going to take away the oil industry, but it's going to lower the prices, hopefully. That way, if that's the only source of fuel we have, then they can pretty much jack their prices up what they want to.
And best of all, it saves you money.
Here at Fastech, we're able, without credit incentives, to still compete with the market of gasoline. Even if gasoline is $1.90 a gallon, $1.80 a gallon, we can still compete and bring down the prices even lower.
Ethanol is safer for the environment than traditional fuels.
Ethanol is 98% emissions free, whereas gasoline is in its 80% or higher of emissions.
Fastech has designed a system that is affordable, safe, and easy to use.
We believe that it is possible that the United States can be independent of foreign oil. And that is our goal for the future, is to have the United States become independent of foreign oil.
Allowing you to produce your own fuel.
And that is our goal for the average citizen to be able to afford gasoline.
Don't be slow. Get fast with Fastech.